Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. This is going to be sort of an alternate election night between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in 2016. That's why you're seeing the 2016 and 2020 electoral vote counts. What's going to be different about this election compared to what actually happened is if Hillary Clinton did not have any of those scandals, or she got obviously a much weaker candidate during Obama's presidency. And this is basically not if this election happened in 2008, but more so if this election happened if Hillary Clinton was not such a bad candidate anymore, and but keeping the 2016 timeline. So like Georgia overall bluer than 2008, Michigan overall redder than 2008. So we're done with all the safe states actually. Let's move on to the likely states. I think that Maine at large would be likely, Michigan would have been likely, Colorado would have been likely, Nevada likely, New Mexico likely. I'm also sorry about any background noises. Virginia would have been likely, because Tim Kaine was the running mate. Minnesota, yeah, I'll put it likely. I think that's it for the likely Democrat states. Now for the likely Republican states, I think Mississippi probably would have been likely. I mean, back in 2008, I was actually talking to another political YouTuber about this situation. Shout out to him, by the way. You know who you are if you're watching this. I think that Mississippi, we thought that we agreed that Hillary Clinton before the 2008 election would have been a better candidate than even Barack Obama would have been. I think that Mississippi would have been likely. The only reason I have Indiana as safe actually is because Mike Pence was Donald Trump's running mate and he is from the state, giving Donald Trump a slight regional advantage, but not really. I think another likely Republican state, South Carolina, it's been likely since 2008. It was likely in 2016, likely in 2020, will be likely in 2024. I don't see that changing. Utah probably would be likely. I mean, it was safe for Obama twice, especially against Romney, but Donald Trump changed the Republican Party a lot, and Utah was not in line in any way with that. Utah shifted 30 points to the left from 2012 to 2016, and this is largely due to Evan McMullen, but it still is showing that Hillary Clinton actually came closer than a lot of other Democrats to win the state. Oh, hang on, I messed up. I think Kansas would be safe. This is not the 2020 timeline or 2024 timeline where it would be likely. I keep forgetting this is 2016. Kansas would be safe. But I think that Montana would barely hit likely. Oh, Nebraska's first would be likely. I think Montana would barely be a likely margin. Montana, it was safe Trump, but it was also lean McCain and likely Romney. I think that if Hillary Clinton did not get into all of her scandals, she could have been able to do this. She could have been able to make Montana a very low likely, maybe lean, but I doubt it. Sorry about that. Texas would have been likely. I think she would have won, or he would have won Texas by less than 9 points. Probably around the 2020 margin, actually. So then I also think that he would have won Missouri by a likely margin. Missouri is a state that if Democrats did not... Sorry, I worded that wrong. Missouri is a state that's trending Republican, and Donald Trump won it by a safe margin in 2016. I think that it could have been shifted by about 4 points, pushing it down to likely, just barely. Similarly, I think Kansas would have just barely been safe. So, that's it for the likely state. Oh, wait, no, Tennessee likely. Almost forgot about that one. Tennessee. Oh, and Alaska. Okay, wow, I'm very forgetful. Alaska, I mean, it was likely in 2012, likely 2020, and it was likely in 2016. There's no sense. It's basically been around the same margin as South Carolina for the last 3 elections. I think that if South Carolina is likely, then Alaska probably will be as well. They're trending blue at a very similar rate. And then Tennessee likely, I'll explain this one. A lot of states in the South did not want to vote for a black person in 2008 and 2012. Well, Hillary Clinton had... The only reason Tennessee isn't lean, actually, or even going blue, is because the way Obama polarized politics. And you know what? I'm actually going to put it safe, just because Obama polarized politics to the point... What Obama did was he made how do I word this? He put it so that... I think you understand what I'm trying to say right now. He made changes in some of these southern states in the 2008 and 2012 elections that just cannot be... It's going to be hard for those to be undone at this... They can't be they were not undone. Let's say that. Now for the lean states, I'm going to have Pennsylvania, Wisconsin as as lean, handing her the presidency. And this is all because if she had not gotten into these scandals, or if she had actually tried to campaign in Wisconsin, she could have done a lot better than she actually ended up doing. Of course, losing the states in 2016. She would have won them by a lean margin. Maybe likely, but I don't know. New Hampshire probably would have been lean. I mean, it was tilt for her in 2016. It probably would have been lean. Maybe likely, but I'm not sure. And then I think another lean state she would have had is Florida. I'm kind of debating putting this one tilt. But, for Trump's lean states, I'm gonna go Georgia and Ohio and Arizona. No, Arizona tilt. Oh, and there's one lean state I forgot to give to her. Nebraska's 2nd district. It was lean Republican in 2016. And of course it went to Trump by 2 points, and then it went to Biden by 7 almost. She would have won it. I mean, it's trending blue really fast, but not at the rate that... I mean, of course, it being trending blue really, really fast, like, pretty much double the speed of even Georgia, or around that of Colorado even. It would have been lean in 2016 if it was likely in 2020. I'm going to give Maine 2nd lean Republican. Yes, Hillary Clinton would have been a pretty good Democrat for this, for the general area, but I do think that it still would have been lean Republican because of Donald Trump's appeal to the state, or not the state, the rural areas throughout the country. And actually, this is kind of a similar reason to why Ohio goes red. Not by as much as 8 points, but still going red. When previously it was a state that went blue anytime a Democrat won and went red anytime a Republican won the entire election. I think that Maine 2nd and Ohio will be lean Republican. Oh, I forgot to full screen this. Dang it. I think that for the tilt states, I believe Iowa would have been tilt Republican and North Carolina would have been tilt Democrat. And here's why. North Carolina is a state that Obama won the first time, lost it the second time, but it's trending blue. And if he won it in 2008, you can pretty much imagine that a candidate that is really good for this, not this region, but you can pretty much imagine that a candidate that's really good, that a bad candidate in the same year only lost it by 3.7, and Donald Trump being not a very good candidate for the state, I would believe that North Carolina would be tilt Democratic in this election. So this is the final map. Oh, and for Iowa, same reason as Ohio. Trump just had a lot of appeal to Iowa as a whole. Of course, Al Gore, who lost the election, won the state, and then Barack Obama won it by a likely margin twice, and then Trump wins it by 8 points in 2020 when he loses the election, which clearly shows that Trump had a really really strong appeal to voters in the state of Iowa. I'm really sorry about the background noises. Iowa is just a state that it's also trending Republican. I think he would have narrowly won it. So this is my final map. Where I think I could be wrong is Mississippi, Nebraska's first, Arizona, and these are all margins. North Carolina, I could be wrong about the entire outcome. Georgia, margin. South Carolina, margin. And Florida, margin. I could see myself being wrong. But other than that, I think this is pretty accurate. Maybe these Rust Belt states could have been likely. I'm not sure. Thank you guys for watching. Share this with a friend, like the video, hit the subscribe button for more content. I have more election predictions coming up soon. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.